We've probably all seen those sort of mildly ridiculous anti-piracy adverts where it's like, you wouldn't steal a car, so why would you steal a film?
You wouldn't steal a car. You wouldn't steal a baby. You wouldn't shoot a policeman and then steal his helmet.
But I think there's actually one reason for video games in particular where piracy is fairly okay, and there's a good reason for it. Hi guys, I'm Colesy, and today I want to talk to you about piracy, particularly video game piracy. Now, some of these things I'll talk about will apply to lots of other piracy, but I'm going to be specifically talking mainly about video game piracy. So now we all know what piracy is. It's basically obtaining, normally downloading, some material, a film, a TV show, some music, a video game, without paying for it. So you're getting it for free and you should pay for it. It is technically illegal, and it is a bad thing overall for, you know, the industry which you're stealing from, technically, because that's the point of these, like the mildly ridiculous adverts that I talked about, is that they're saying you wouldn't steal a car, so why would you steal a film? They're both stealing. Like, they're trying to like convey the fact that you're stealing. It's the same as if you physically stole something. Just because you're digitally stealing it, it is no different. That's what they're trying to get across. Lots of people do it. I am not saying that it is a good thing to do. It's in fact very damaging for generally the industry that you're stealing from. Like, if you really like a game and you pirate it instead of buying it, then the developer isn't seeing any of the money that they should have got for it. You know, they've earned it, they've put a lot of work into it, they put a lot of money into it, and they don't see any of that. And it's a bad thing because it might mean that they don't make another game, because if it gets pirated so much and they don't make actually any money from it because people keep pirating it instead of buying it, then they won't have enough money to make another game. And the same is true with films and TV shows. Thinking of an example actually, I think KSI made a film, I think it was called Laid in America. It was him and Casper Lee. Now they made this film, obviously they're big YouTubers, and they made this film, but I'm pretty sure he came out and said that the reason they're not making a second one is because the film was pirated so much that basically no studio wants to make a second one because they're not going to make any money from it. Because if the first one was pirated that much, then they probably didn't make a lot out of it. So you can sort of see the actual like direct effects that pirating has. Anyway, what I really want to talk to you about, and what this video, the title of this video and the whole like idea of this video is, I think that there is one specific reason where pirating video games is okay. Now that might sound bad, just listen to my theory here. So, the reason is, a lot of games nowadays don't come with a demo. They don't release a demo of the game. You can't try the game before you buy the game. Now, it has got better in the past few years with things like Steam enabling the fact that you can like refund games. A system like that coming in has been super helpful, because it means that you can then spend your money without worrying that once you've spent that money, there's no getting it back. Like, there's no chance you can get a refund. You can now do that. So if you're thinking, I would like to try that game, but there's no demo and I could pirate it, you can do that on Steam. However, people don't want to do that. You might not want to do that. You might want to, you know, give the game a little bit longer than the Steam refund sort of system allows you, because I think you're only allowed to play 2 hours. So this is when I think pirating is okay. And there are some sort of strict guidelines to what I think is okay. So I think it's okay to pirate a game if you just want to try it out, with the intention of then buying the game if you enjoyed it. Okay, so if you're going to pirate it and say, I'm just trying it out, and you've played 45 hours of that game, you're probably not going to buy it. Or you probably should have already bought it. If you play 45 hours and you still go, oh no, I feel like you're kind of ruining my system here. If you're gonna pirate a game to try it out because there's no demo available and you don't want to risk your money, or you might not be able to get a refund, then I think that's okay. As long as your intention is, I'm gonna try it. If I don't like it within a few hours or however long, or if I immediately don't like it, you will remove it and you will not keep that game, and you just won't buy it because you didn't like it. But if you do like it, you'll then remove your pirated version and you'll pay for it. That way, really, I mean, the studio is not losing out because you're still buying the game, so they still made the sale that they should have made. It's just slightly later because you've had to download this pirated version to try it. It doesn't really work the same with films. Now, I know a lot of people are streaming films from online or downloading films online, to watch them because they don't want to pay for them, they don't want to buy the DVD or the Blu-ray, or they don't want to go to the cinema. That's not really the same, because once you've watched a film, you don't necessarily need to watch it again, so you've kind of... That's like playing through an entire game. That's the equivalent of pirating a game to try, and then playing the entire game, and then going, well, I don't really need to buy it now, because I've just played the entire game. That ruins the system. A lot of games don't put out demos anymore. Occasionally on Steam, you have like a free weekend of certain games, but you don't really get any warning as to what that game is going to be, and I mean, it's normally like 2 games on a weekend. Like out of the thousands that are on Steam, it's unlikely that it's going to be like the exact game that you were thinking about buying. There are still games that release demos, and I really think that they're doing it correctly. They're enabling people to try out the game without having to resort to pirating, which not only is bad for like the industry itself, but is also dangerous. You know, you can get a lot of viruses. People, you know, will just say it's this and it's not this, it's just a load of viruses or something awful and horrible that you definitely don't want to download. So it's a dangerous thing to do. So a good example is the new Resident Evil. It's not really new, it's new old. They released on Steam, it's a separate like page, and it's called the Resident Evil 2 one-shot demo. You get one life. If you die, I think pretty much that's how it works. If you die, that's it, it's over. It's 30 minutes. It gives you a chance to play the game, and it means that people don't have to pirate the game. This is the thing, there are always going to be people that pirate games because they don't want to pay for them. And those people are kind of sucky, I'm going to be honest, because they are playing the games and like enjoying those games, but they're not contributing their money towards it, which means that the games can continue to be made. Those people are sucky people. I'm talking about the people that just, maybe they don't have a lot of money and they're very careful with their money and they don't want to spend their money and buy something that they don't like, so they just want to try it first. And I think that's fine. If a game releases a demo, that's great. That means you can do that perfectly legally, perfectly fine, and simply. But a lot of games don't do that anymore. Back in the day, you used to get demo discs all the time, like in magazines and all this stuff, but because we don't live in that age anymore, it doesn't happen so much. So when a game like Resident Evil 2 comes out, the remaster, and they bring out this one-shot demo, it's a great thing. It's really good. But there are a lot of games that don't do that, don't offer any sort of demo, and if you don't want to risk your money, you don't want to spend that money because you don't know whether you're going to like it, then pirating it might be the answer. Again, I'm not going to tell you any websites, I'm not going to tell you where to get these things. All I'm saying is I think that that is acceptable. If you're going to try it, if you don't like it, you're going to get rid of it off your computer because you don't want to play it. Or if you try it and you like it, you'll then be happy to pay that money and buy the game legitimately. But I think being able to pirate a game, to try it out, to then decide if you're going to buy it or just not buy it at all, delete the pirate, I think that's okay. I think that's perfectly fine. If somebody said that to me as a game developer, I'd be like, I understand. Okay, that makes sense. We should have made a demo to put out that people could try so that people wouldn't have to go and pirate our game. They wouldn't have to go to these dodgy websites and possibly risk viruses and messing up their computer and obviously the whole legal aspect of it. If they just released the demo, people wouldn't have to face that. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, I think it's fine to say if you've pirated a game before. Like, as a kid, I have pirated games, and it was just a way of being a kid and not having a lot of money and being able to play games that, you know, that I didn't have access to, or I wasn't sure if I was gonna like. Let me know if you've done it in the comments. You know, what do you think to my system? What do you think to my idea? I'd love to hear what you guys think. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!